Okay, so I want to thank everybody for showing up today. Crazy, and of course it's blowing on me already. So we've had some interesting weather, to say the least, in the last couple days. Um, all of our flags had some issues, but they were they are still standing. We had to adjust a couple of the poles. So I wanted to welcome everybody. I wanted to thank our state representative Joan Machino from Hull, State Senator Patrick O'Connell from Weymouth, the Cohasset Select Board, Cohasset Police Department, that's over here, George H. Mealy Legion Post, Women's Auxiliary Legion Riders, Chapter 118, and last but not least, the Sons of the American Legion. Today marks the 19th time that we've come together to honor these men and women of Cohasset who have served in a greater cause. Our nation has given us this day to remember. I would like to continue this dedication by inviting Donald McCormick, the George H. Mealy Legion Post 118 chapter, to present the dedication.
Lord, as we gather in front of this magnificent display of flags, help us to remember the meaning of these flags, those who they represent, and the sacrifices each calls to mind. The tranquility of this spot on the edge of the harbor belays the true depth of feelings that each of these flags represents to a family, a community, and a grateful nation. Help us to recall the true meaning of Memorial Day, the sacrifices that so many of our brave men and women have made to secure for the rest of us the freedoms and liberties we enjoy today. We ask this in your holy name. Amen. Amen.
So I'd like to invite Laura Ramos and the middle school singers to sing the national anthem. If you could come forward, please. I'm going to give you the mic so we can hear you guys too.
I think we'll be okay.
You'll be okay?
Yeah, we'll be all right. Guys, come up this way. Come here. Right. Oops, I'm sorry. So, everybody safe as we would.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
they brought us the sun. There we go. So we have some 400 flags right here in the field with fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, cousins, etc. They all have stories to write. Some got to write chapters, volumes, some only got to write a chapter or two. Today, and especially today, I challenge everyone to continue writing those chapters for those who were taken too early to write their own. I would like to give a couple chapters, I would like to write or tell you a couple chapters about a person that I know who's near and dear to me. He was my papa, Owen Francis Murphy. He was born June 30th, 1897. He was born into a family of 6 children, and he being the oldest. He lived to a ripe old age of 83 until cancer got him. He was an avid cigar smoker. He used to smoke Webster Golden Wedding. I'm not sure if those are even being made anymore, but I, to this day, when I smell one, I remember him. When he was older, he lived in Kentucky and wore a straw hat and smoked a cigar. He looked like Colonel Sanders. So you get the picture of what he looked like. Being the oldest, he left school at 6th grade and went to work. On November 23rd, 1915, he enlisted in Company D of the 47th New York National Guard. He was first ordered to the Mexican Border Patrol, and during World War I, he was in France, where he was selected to go to officer candidate school in Lavauban, France. I probably pronounced that wrong, but and in World War II, he was on the other side of the world in Burma, India, and China, and he also served in the Korean War. He told my grandmother, Hannah, who we called Hun, that the nation needed him during the Vietnam War. She, of few words, said, "Owen, if you do, I will divorce you." Needless to say, he did not serve. He retired from the Army, where his last post was here in Fort Devens. He was awarded Brigadier General on May 28th, 1962. Not bad for a kid with only a 6th grade education. My father is the youngest of 4 children. My Uncle Gene, Aunt Kathleen, Aunt Janet, and Papa had already had a few grandchildren by the time I was born. On his 80th birthday, we were living in Brussels, Belgium, and he came to celebrate with us. Hun had passed away the year before, and we went to a restaurant where we celebrated this United States veteran, his birthday, where the Belgians couldn't be any more gracious than they were, and he just ate it up. He loved every minute of it. He came back, and we went to France after his party, and he proclaimed, "Paris, I have returned." So while in France, we went to Normandy Beach, and to see that and know the history behind it really struck a chord with me. My textbook was in living color. I had wished my grandfather opened up more about his experience there, but I understood his silence and understood that he saw some things that he probably didn't want to share to his grandchildren. He gave me a stack of postcards from World War I, and my parents took some of those postcards and revisited the same sites. And they were able to speak to the town folk there, and the buildings were just like they were in 1920s, 1930s. A story that I'd like to tell about my grandfather is how he always kept his soup cans, soda cans, spotless clean. They were lined up on the shelves, better than some grocery stores. And I asked him once why he did that, and he said when he was a quartermaster, some of the men in his platoon got sick, and so he found out what that was and made sure that nobody was going to get sick again. So he cleans his cans, and to this day I always wipe my can and make sure that it's clean when I drink it myself. So I always remember that. I can remember his funeral and how special it was. He's buried in Arlington National Cemetery. It was just like John F. Kennedy's in that he had a riderless horse with the boots on backwards on the horse. I could go on, but that's, I'll bore you with those stories, so I just wanted to leave you with that. He was one of the lucky ones. He lived a long and good life. His book was written and completed. Please finish the book for those veterans you know who didn't get to finish their own story. God bless you and your loved ones in the United States of America. I'd like to continue my tradition that I started last year in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could all join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So the next person who will be up is Joan Mancino, and I hope I said that right finally. Close enough?
Close enough for government work. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you, and I just want to add my thanks for the Legion, for coming again together, pulling us together as a community in celebration, in remembrance on Memorial Day. I have to say that I love the Field of Flags. There is nothing more striking than when you come around the corner, either way, just to see that, and it is such a poignant remembrance of the people who've served and who have given a sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice in their military service. And I think it's particularly poignant this year as we enter into the celebration of our Massachusetts 250th celebration of the Revolution, to think about the courage and the temerity it took for the legislators back then to declare a provisional government, to pull together all of the militias, and to say we are not going to be governed by a foreign king, a foreign crown, and to come together as a community, as you have all come together today, to say we will govern ourselves. That took courage, and that same courage from all of the people. There's a broad history and tradition on the South Shore of stepping forward in defense of our country and in that moment, and that is what set us on the path on the South Shore of such a wonderful and storied tradition of military service down here. And if I'm not mistaken, I even believe Massachusetts was the first to commission a Navy, to commission the Army, to commission Marines, and certainly the first to commission Coast Guard. And that is the South Shore in a nutshell. Really, this is where it all started, and this is where it continues. And I'm very honored to be your state representative in this moment and to be here with you today. And I thank you all for coming out again as a wonderful community that you are, to remember, to reflect on those of our veterans who paid that price, who paid that service, and to uplift our young people and to continue that service for our community, for our state, and for our country. Thank you so much for having me here with you today.
Our next speaker will be Patrick O'Connor.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say. I think I got it. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. I wrote down some remarks because I really love this event that we hold every single year, and I wanted to really talk about some of the things that I feel when I see the healing fields behind us, as well as the sacrifices that our young men and women have made in defense of the country. I wanted to start by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you who have gathered here today. Many of you I've seen here since I started doing this about 10 years ago, to pay tribute to the brave souls who laid their lives down for our nation and to honor this remarkable field behind us. This weekend and on Monday, we observe Memorial Day, a solemn time of remembrance dedicated to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Year after year, this event fills me with deep emotion. I'm always struck by the powerful beauty of this display, a symbol of patriotism, sacrifice, and the very essence of our freedom. Turning the corner into Cohasset Harbor and seeing these flags flying is truly overwhelming. It's something that I talk to my colleagues about and something that I've taken pictures of and sent to many people across not just this state, but across the country. I'd like to offer my special thanks to Philip Mahoney, our esteemed Veteran Service Officer, and the dedicated members of the George H. Mealy 118 Post for their tireless service to this community. To the volunteers who have carefully placed each flag and prepared this sacred ground, thank you. Your work is seen, appreciated, and deeply meaningful. The healing field before us has become an integral part of Memorial Day services across the South Shore. I want to recognize and honor the legacy of Thomas Wiggy Wigmore, whose unwavering dedication to our veterans led to the creation of this powerful tribute. His pride and commitment continue to inspire us all. Many of us here carry personal memories of family, friends, and loved ones lost in service to our nation. This healing field of over 1,000 flags stands tall as a visual reminder of why we gather today: to remember, to honor, and to ensure that their sacrifice is never forgotten. The South Shore has a rich history, dating back to the very founding of this great nation. Today we proudly uphold the traditions that pay tribute to the valor and legacy of our nation's warriors and defenders of freedom. I'm proud to witness the ceremonies and events taking place across the South Shore this weekend as we come together to honor the men and the women who have given their lives for our country. I've had the honor of meeting numerous Gold Star families as well as friends and loved ones of our fallen heroes. I know how important it is that they feel the strength and support of our community. We will stand with them always. In 2023, our community suffered the loss of a brave son of Cohasset, Navy Special Warfare Operating Chief and Navy SEAL Michael T. Ernst. His courage and dedication safeguarded the freedoms we hold dear. Please keep Michael and his family in your thoughts today as we remember his extraordinary sacrifice and service. I'll end on this. A good friend of mine who's a veteran saw something on the internet, as we usually do, and sent it to me the other day. And I thought it was very poignant to say. It says, "Today is the most expensive holiday on the calendar. Every hot dog and burger we cook on the grill, every spin around the ocean or the lake, every drink with friends and family is a debt purchased by others. Today is not about all who served. That day comes in the fall. Today we honor those who paid with life and blood, whose moms never saw them again, whose dads wept in private, whose wives or husbands raised their kids alone, and whose children only remember them in pictures and in stories. This isn't simply a day off, it's a day to remember that others paid for every free breath we take. May God bless the town of Cohasset, our Commonwealth, and the United States of America."
I saw that post too, and it was good. Okay, so now it's the select board. Ellen Marr.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a tough act to follow. Can I go first next time? I don't want to be repetitive in my comments, but it is my honor to stand here as representative of the Cohasset Select Board with all of you. I am the current chair. This Healing Field of Honor flag display is the extremely personal reflection of what Memorial Day stands for. Each of you has a flag that is representative of a person, parents or grandparents, siblings, relatives, or other loved ones. Each flagpole is marked with their name, rank, and branch of service. Monday, we will recognize and reflect on all of those who have defended this nation, but today it's about the names on these flagpoles and the sacrifices they made and the sacrifices their loved ones, all of you, made as well. People drive by this Healing Field of Honor and comment how beautiful it is. But how can a symbol of sacrifice be beautiful? What's beautiful is the fact that we are here enjoying the freedoms that these men and women, your loved ones, fought to protect and defend. What's beautiful is the pride in your faces while your heart aches a bit at the same time. This healing field is a solemn symbol, evidence of the strength of the human will, and a reminder of the fight to protect the freedoms and liberties we all enjoy. With every flutter of the flags, we are silently hearing each loved one's story of selfless dedication and courage to protect our great nation. And that is why it is beautiful, because it gives us all comfort and hope. Comfort in knowing that God is watching over them and us, and hope that these beautiful flags remind us all that peace and freedom are only enduring as long as we have brave men and women willing to fight for it. We have a great opportunity to reflect today on the challenges that we face as individuals and as a community. But we are here at the Healing Field of Honor, so let's use this space to heal from the loss of those flags that these flags represent and from the obstacles that inhibit our freedom. It is our shared humanity that brings us together today. Let it bring us together every day to protect our liberties. The Healing Field of Honor is a place to mourn, to remember, and to honor those who have suffered in the name of freedom. By acknowledging the pain of the past, we can begin to build a brighter future and a more compassionate, empathetic world where we embrace each other's differences instead of trying to tear each other down. By recognizing the shared humanity that binds us together, we can conquer that which divides us. By supporting one another in our journeys towards healing, we can create a more just and tolerant world. Let us walk amongst these flags with the utmost gratitude and respect. Let us honor the memory of those lost by connecting with each other for ongoing service to our families, our community, and our nation. And that will be the legacy of this Healing Field of Honor. I'd like to thank you, the Sons of the American Legion Squadron 118, Senator O'Connor, Representative Moschino, Phil Mahoney, who's the current Cohasset Director of Veterans Affairs, and all of you for this opportunity to participate in this special day. It's been my distinct pleasure to be here with you all. Thank you.
So if Laura, Ramon, and the middle school singers come forward to sing America the Beautiful. rain wasn't going to stop them. They were going to do that. Okay, right now we're going to do the wreath. So if I could have Dee come up and start the presentation. So the first one is Tommy Wiggy Wigmore. Could you bring over the wreath, please? I want to thank Garrett for coming back up from, he lives down in Florida now, and he came up just for the weekend. So just to get ready, the second one up will be the Cohasset Police Department. I want to just hurry this up because the rain is starting, so. That's the problem. They're all the way down on the end. Okay, so the next one is the Cohasset Police Department. And the Cohasset Fire Local 2804 is up next. So the Cohasset Fire Local 2804. The next one up is the VFW Post 9146, up on deck. VFW Post 9146. And the next one up is Cohasset Mosaic Lodge. Can you bring them up to bring them up to the Cohasset Mosaic Lodge is the oldest continuing operating civil organization in Cohasset. Founded in 1865, the George H. Mealy American Legion Post was named for one of their members killed in France in 1917. So the next one up is the Sal Squadron 118. Sal. So the South Squadron 118. And then the next one up is the George H. Mealy Post 118. So much for showers. Okay, the George H. Mealy Post 118. Next one up is the Lady Riders Post 118, and then the Legion Rider post is the last group. If you want to duck out and go inside, that we're pretty much finished after, or okay. So the ladies auxiliary post 118. And the last is the Legion Riders, post 118. If I could have a moment of silence to remember all those that have given their lives for this. Do you want to hear Lily sing? Yeah. Okay, last but not least is Lily Sestito.
Is that on? Oh, sorry. You have to love New England. Rain or shine. And thank you all. And please, if you feel it in your heart to join along, please do. If tomorrow all the things were gone, you've worked for all your life, and you had to start again with just your children and your wife, would you thank your lucky stars to be living here today? 'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died and gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Boston to Cohasset, and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died and gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Thank you.
I do have one more thing to do. Years ago, young Tom Wigmore received the Sons of the American Legion Squadron here at George H. Mealy Post. He began coordinating a number of events associated with Memorial Day and instituted a healing field as we see it today. He collected flags for respectable retirement and instituted the retirement ceremony as described by the United States Code Field Manual. The Herb Chamber Company, with the assistance of a good friend, John Coville, provided a repository outside the post for citizens to leave their tattered and worn flags. Over the course of time, the number of flags to be retired kept increasing in early years. The ceremony took place at Woodside Ceremony. Today it's conducted at the VFW post in Marshfield as a cooperative event. We will be taking place this year on June 14th, which is Flag Day, and it's the 250th birthday of the United States Army. The original repository left years showing the wear and tear with the weather that we get here on the coast of Northeast salty winds. When the post sought to repair it, an alternative was as a replacement. Thank you to the Ross family for this, and as we see it today, it's right next to the post off to the right-hand side when you're walking in. Walter Gordon Ross, for whom the repository is dedicated, was a United States Army veteran at Cohasset High. He graduated from Cohasset High, Northeastern University. During his career, worked as an engineer for firms such as D.S. Kennedy and Savvy Engineering. Walter passed in October 2016. May he rest in peace. Again, thank you, the Ross family. Excuse me. So that concludes today's Healing Field presentation and celebration. Thank you all for coming, and we have a bunch of food inside, so please come in and take full advantage of it. See you on Monday. And it's going to be sunny is what they tell us.